Clinton releasing an excerpt from her upcoming book called What Happened. It is packed with personal thoughts about President Trump and some of the key moments in that campaign.
He was literally breathing down my neck. My skin crawled. Do you stay calm or do you turn, look him in the eye, and say loudly and clearly, "Back up, you creep"?
All right, joining us now is co-author of Shattered, Inside Hillary Clinton's Doomed Campaign, Jon Allen. Jon, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Good morning.
I mean, she's just so mad. I mean, it's just so funny. I mean, she's so mad about this, and here comes the book, right?
Right, and look, we've only seen a small sampling so far. This is what she decided to put out there first, this recollection of the second debate. But my understanding from my sources is that there will be a lot in this book about how she still blames Russia and FBI Director James Comey, former FBI Director James Comey, for her defeat. I think it's really hard to make a judgment about the book based on the excerpt that she decides to put out first.
I mean, I think, you know, a lot of people would argue that it was just her complete lack of connection that didn't help her win, because I mean, when you look at the amount of dirt on both sides, both of these candidates, you know, if there was a third candidate, if Bloomberg would have run, I still think he would have had a great chance to win, because there was just so much dirt on both sides. To blame it on Comey, to blame it on Russia, I mean, she's obviously angry. Remember election night, she didn't even come out for all those supporters to talk to. And she actually has a soundbite. Let's listen to that, because I think it's very telling about how she portrays that night and how she feels like she let everybody down.
Writing this wasn't easy. Every day that I was a candidate for president, I knew that millions of people were counting on me, and I couldn't bear the idea of letting them down. But I did. I couldn't get the job done, and I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life. In this book, I write about moments from the campaign that I wish I could go back and do over. If the Russians could hack my subconscious, they'd find a long list.
And see, there you go with the Russians again. What do you make of that sound? I mean, and do you really feel like she feels like she let everybody down, or is she just mad that she didn't get to where she wanted to be?
You know, Amy Parnes and I report in Shattered that on election night, it really hit her when Barack Obama called to make his consolation call, basically, once everything was over. And she not only felt like she'd let herself down, but she felt like she'd let the Democratic Party down. She felt like she'd let the president down. She wasn't going to be continuing his legacy, and she felt like she'd let the country down. And I think all of those things are somewhat intertwined. I mean, I don't question her sort of exposition here that she felt like she'd let people down. I think she did then, and probably continues to, and as she suggests, may feel that way for the rest of her life.
Yeah, I just wonder. I mean, I feel as though, not to inject too much opinion, that she feels sorry for herself more than anything, and I think that was indicated when she didn't come out on election night and at least tell all those people that were there for her, tell them something. I mean, it just seemed like it was all about her. Why do you think this book is going to hurt the Democrats?
Well, Democrats I've spoken to are concerned that what this is going to do is continue to keep a focus on the election at a time when President Trump's been struggling with a variety of things, including the inability to get a health care law passed, trying to get tax reform done, some of the stumbles in terms of his dealing with the Confederate statues issue and the protests around it. So Democrats are looking at this and saying, why are we going back to the 2016 election? Why aren't we turning the page moving forward? Hillary Clinton's dragging us back into this debate. Obviously, she has a right to write her memoir if she wants to, but I think there are a lot of Democrats that would prefer if this was a story that didn't stay in the news for very long.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. Thank you so much for coming on. Jon Allen, we do appreciate it.